Hello everyone, welcome to the experiment number L18. The topic of the experiment is assessment of interior visual environment. My name is Zhang Yang. I'm the research assistant of this experiment class. My office number is L05. If you have any question, please come to find me. I'm very happy to answer your questions. The purpose of our experiment is to assess a visual environment in a selected indoor space lit by electric lighting.
One of the basic photometric characteristics of a virtual environment is its illuminance. Illuminance is the amount of light flux falling on a unit surface area. Its unit is lux. Illuminance is measured by a lux meter. When an illuminance survey is carried out for an indoor space, we need to measure a number of points so that the average value and illuminance uniformity can be calculated. Luminance is another photometric characteristic of the virtual environment. It is related to the brightness of a surface or a luminaire. Luminance is measured by a luminance meter. For this experiment, we will use a luminance adapter attached to a lux meter for luminance measurements. Since the luminance of a surface is independent of the distance at which it is viewed, we should use the distance meter to measure the distance.
Here is a brief introduction of the equipment that we use in this experiment. The first one is distance meters. The distance meter is used to accurately determine the distance of an object without contact by way of a laser. The second equipment is illuminance. Illuminance can quantitatively measure the amount of luminous flux of incident light on a surface according to human perception. The last equipment we use in this experiment is the luminometers. These meters are a single element detector that measure photometric brightness. Then I will show you how we can use this equipment. Firstly, we should use a distance meter to accurately determine the space or the size of our experiment room. Then we use illuminameters and the luminometers to measure the illuminance and the luminance of the workplace and the wall.
Measure the luminance of the wall. Measure the luminance of the floor. The illuminance of the wall. Measuring the illuminance of the work plan.
In this page, I show you the procedure of the experiment. Firstly, we should measure the illuminance distribution and calculate the uniformity on a working plane or work plane. The formula that we use to calculate the uniformity of the illuminance is shown in the bottom of this page. Secondly, we should measure the illuminance and the luminance of the walls. The luminance of the luminaire is already a given number, so we don't need to calculate. Then I will show how many points that we should measure in our today's experiment. For your better understanding, I will draw a picture and show the point that we should measure. After that, I will give you some example that's how I done this experiment.
Firstly, we measure the illuminance at the working plane. There are 12 points totally. Then we measure the illuminance and the luminance at the walls. Each wall we select 3 points. Measuring the illuminance at each point. Measure the luminance at each point.
In these papers, I show you the experiment result. In the upside of the page is the illuminance of the wall and of the floor. In the upside of this page is the illuminance of the wall and of the floor. The number without circuit is the illuminance result. The number that I circuit is the result of the luminance. So you can do the experiment yourself and write the report as the requirement. The last two page is the requirement for logbook report and the requirement for the formal report. You can also find this material in the experiment materials. That's all for the experiment. Have a nice day.